welcome to Gethin's Sunday review, and this is a review comparing two twerps. These will be the SBDC101 or the SPB143 and the SBDX053 or the SLA065. These two watches are incredibly similar in every way except their price. This watch costs £1,150 or about 1,200 US American pounds, whereas this one costs £2,670 or 2,900 American zlotys. What is the difference, and why should we even care? You probably don't. I'm not particularly interested, but I'm going to delve into it with the hope of enlightening anyone who might have an interest. They are so similar that it's quite uncanny. They are both 62 mass reinterpretation watches, and this one, which we'll start off with, comes with the 6R35 movement, which has a 70-hour power reserve, automatic hand hacking and hand winding movement, a 3 Hz movement with a tolerance as stated by Seiko of +25 to -15 per day. Now this one's running a bit slow, he's about -8 or something, but tomorrow he might be +10. That's what you get with this erratic twerp. Contained within this 316L stainless steel case, which is the strong point of all Seiko watches. The case design and execution is superb. But yes, 180 grams on this 3-link bracelet, and you know, it's a fantastic twerp, there's no doubt about it. But why is this one so much more expensive? This is the SLA065 astrolabe, as you can see on the dial there, rather strange astronomical navigational tool that they've added to the dial, which I wish they wouldn't have done, but they did. It's a Save the Ocean limited edition, limited to 1,300 pieces for no reason whatsoever. As you can see, it says it somewhere, limited edition. This is number 873 of 1,300. This has a screw down case, back hacking and hand winding. This one features the 8L35 movement, which has a 50-hour power reserve. This is Seiko's top sports watch movement, and it has a 28.8 vibration per hour beat rate, so 4 Hz and 26 joules, with a +15 to -10, so a little tighter than the 6R shit I found in here, but it's not that great. However, this one is well within chronometer specifications, running at something like +2, +3. It's an excellent movement, in my opinion. I've handled a few of them, and they all run very well. It's a 200-meter diver again, and this one weighs 111 grams on this plastikowy pasek or silicone strap, which is a bit thin, not that impressive, but the first thing to note, if you would like a bracelet for this watch, the bracelet from this SPB143 does fit on this watch, and that means that this bracelet fits, and also all of Strapcode's offerings for the 143 will fit this watch. If you want to have it on a bracelet, it's possible. So this one is Mr. June price of £1,350 from eBay. You can expect to pay from £1,350 up to about £1,700. This one you can expect to pay £750 to £800 on eBay. This one, I mean, you can see some differences immediately. It looks bigger, but it isn't. The cases are actually identical, and we'll start off with a bit of case dimension measuring, because I've got Mr. Caliper today. Look at him. I even went to Tool Station to buy a new battery for it. So What is its size? Well, it's 40.3 according to me, and this one has a internally domed crystal, so you do get some distortion there. There's a bit of, you can see the difference here. This one has a double domed crystal, so it is domed externally and internally, and that means with double domes you get less distortion. Even from harsh angles you can read the dial, whereas with a single dome it starts to become a bit murky on a harsh angle. But the thickness here, the thickness is, it's not that, yes, about 13.7, 13.6, whereas Mr. SLA has a thickness of 13.3. I measured it normally, there we go. But this one is slightly larger at 41.2, 41.3 there. So the cases are the same. But why is it bigger? Well, it's bigger because I think you can probably see there we have an overhanging bezel here, whereas with the 143 the bezel sits flush, so it makes it look bigger. We also have a larger dial, evident here, a larger dial, and more elongated indices on the dial. Also different loom colour. This is a lovely, funny look. It's not faux patina, but it's sort of yellowy looking, and this one has a more white loom. Handsets are identical in every way. Both have a 3 o'clock date window with the loom sliver there to meet the ISO regs, but the lugs are both exactly the same, 20mm. And lug to lugs, of course, will be the same. Shall I measure them for you? I will try. The lug to lug here is, oh dear, what is it? I mean, I've written it down. 47.4, and it should be exactly the same with this one. There we go. You can see it's the same lug to lug. So you have the same cases, and I mean, why is this so much more expensive? Well, I can tell you that these cases, the brushwork is, there's no difference. The brushwork is no better here on this expensive one than this one. But what you will get is Zaratsu polishing that everybody knows about, everybody talks about it. And on the 065 you'll find it on this chamfered bevel in transition here. You'll also find it on this scalloped undercut, and you'll also find it on the outer ring of the bezel that really does reflect all kinds of light, bros. So here you won't get any of that. You'll just get you still get a bevel, it's polished, but it's not Zaratsu polish, and I think, well, I could be wrong, that the bevel on this is a bit, saying that, they're pretty much identical. But yeah, not much else different. The crowns are slightly different, both unsigned, and you know, you get the loom dot here and the loom sliver here. The bezels differ in many ways, one of the which is this is a brushed stainless steel bezel with debossed indices, whereas debossed numerals, whereas this is a titanium carbon coating over stainless steel, which really does look fantastic. It looks better than a ceramic bezel, as you find on this Marine Master, which is also great, but it just, look at the way the light plays here, where it doesn't here. You get great effects from that. So it's very good. A great watch. So alignment issues, well, I mean, can you see that? It's not perfect, is it? But even here, I mean, I don't know, but this watch is an SLA, and it still isn't quite bang on, is it? Look at that, 3 o'clock. I'm not seeing things, am I? It really isn't. So it's a great shame, but it's very minor, and they're all they're all doing it. Zin's doing it, Doxer's doing it in my experience. So there we are. That's what we got. So this is grand, and this is clearly closing in on 3. Which one should you buy? Is this one really worth 3 times more than this? Not really. But they're both for the beach. Let's put them on the wrist and have a little show of the wrist. Gef's wrist is 19 centimines. So there we're trying to show a bit of perspective. There it is on the wrist. This is a fantastic watch. I mean, you could say it was a bit boring with its grey sort of anthracite dial, black bezel, but it just ticks every box. It's just extremely comfortable, looks amazing, and will fit almost everyone. Almost everyone can wear this watch, down to sort of just under about a 7-inch wrist, I think. Of course, whereas this boy here, he is something else. This is, like a jewel. It shines in a different way, and you can see where the money's gone. Look at that. I mean, I was walking around Tesco with this on earlier, and I did notice a few people looking at it, probably just because of its shininess. It reflects so much light. People's eyes are drawn to shiny things. Like a magpie, get rid of them. But that's a great watch. They both are. And we love them both. What other differences are there? Well, other than the aforementioned ones, you may notice that this watch has no rehaw. It has the minute track printed on the dial, whereas the 065 here, it's a bit smudged there, has a rehaw with the track printed on the rehaw. So, I mean, a minor difference, but it should be noted. They're both great. And that's really all I have to say about them. Both awesome freaks. And Geffen is enjoying having them both. I'll just send them back to Mr. June tomorrow. What's up, Barbara? And he'll get them back and hopefully sell them immediately to buy something else. In the meantime, stay safe, bro. Stay freaky. For the beach.